All right, I am in the kitchen now with Mark from Arroyo Vino, and you are brought in from Sukasa Magazine. Mark, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, absolutely, thanks for having me.
So, what are we making today?
We're gonna make a dish called ricotta Gnudi.
Okay.
And it's a very spring dish. I have fava beans, ramps, which is a spring ingredient, and also asparagus.
Okay, fantastic. And so that's what we've got here. Now, these are gigantic beans. Is this?
These are fava beans. Here, this is the way you pop them out. Is you just kind of push on them like that.
Okay.
And I would say if I could be any vegetable, I would probably be a fava bean because you can
that?
see like what they live in. It's nice and soft and
nice and
silky.
soft. It is nice and soft and silky. Fantastic. So this is a great springtime dish. As we were talking with Kaylin a few minutes ago, lots of greens in it. It's very healthy.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. All right. Well, we will be hopping back in the kitchen here in a little bit and get cooking. But for right now, we're going to head over to Brittany.
Thank you, Chad. I'm in our kitchen with Mark Connell from Arroyo Vino. So what are we making?
We're gonna make a dish called ricotta Gnudi.
Okay. So first step, we're mixing some stuff together,
Yeah.
right? All right, so what all are we gonna mix?
It's very simple. All right, the first thing we have is a little bit of goat cheese ricotta from Camino
Okay.
La Paz School
All right.
up in Santa Fe. And then
So this is a bunch of cheese?
it's pretty much a cheese dumpling,
Yes.
more or less.
I love dumplings and I love cheese.
It's,
This is made for me.
It's really simple to make, actually.
Okay.
So ricotta, Parmesan, that was 12 ounces of ricotta cheese.
Okay.
We have 4 ounces of Parmesan that was grated on a microplane, very fine, almost like a flour. You kind of want to. So we're gonna put those two things together.
Okay.
1 egg,
An egg. All right.
and then we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of semolina flour.
Okay. What does that do?
It helps to bind it. It
Okay.
helps to bind it.
Now, what's the difference between this flour and regular?
All right, so semolina
all-purpose
flour is it's a really hard wheat, very high gluten content. It's used a lot in making like almost all your dried pastas that you find and things
okay.
like that.
So do we mix this together?
Yeah, go for it. All I have to do
Okay.
is add this.
Okay.
So this is
No.
all-purpose flour.
Oh, double kind of flour.
Yeah, 00 flour is what we use. It's kind of they use it it's Italian flour. Well, it comes from American wheat, but
Okay.
it is especially it's milled like the way they like to use it. It's mostly used for pizza dough and things like that.
Okay, very cool. Well, I can't wait to get into this because I love me some cheese. But before we do that, we're gonna get a check on our weather here today in Albuquerque.
Beautiful shot there through our HD roof cam on this beautiful Thursday morning, looking out at the Duke City, and we are in the kitchen with Arroyo Vino Chef Mark and sous chef Colin Shane. Guys, all the way down from Santa Fe. Thank you to Sukasa Magazine for supplying our great chefs. So, what are we making here? What's going on here?
All right, so what
That's
Colin's
a-
making
that's a
right now
leg.
is actually it's a quail egg ravioli.
Okay.
But instead of pasta, we're gonna use prosciutto
Okay.
in place of the pasta.
So I don't know if you guys can see at home. This is a little tiny egg. I've never seen a quail egg up close, but just to give you perspective.
So cute.
See how small it is? There's my hand. Hi, quail egg. All right, so you put the quail egg in. What's the next step? What do we do?
We're gonna put another piece of prosciutto on top.
Okay.
It's kind of difficult because sometimes the prosciutto rips and everything, But
Okay.
I don't know.
For example.
Oh my
These are what the
gosh.
quail eggs look like.
Chad, look.
What is that?
Look, that's a quail egg.
Oh, whoa.
It's so tiny.
I don't want to say they're so cute because we're going to eat it. So,
Well,
they are
so
cute,
small.
though.
Gummy bears are cute.
Gummy bears are cute. There you go.
Okay,
Exactly.
so then over here, we're just rolling these into balls.
Yeah, so these are gonna be the Gnudi right here.
Okay.
We roll them into balls. I like to kind of press them to make them a little flat because I like to brown them in a pan a little.
Okay.
We're gonna blanch these.
What is that? What is blanch?
That means you put it into boiling salted water. And
Oh,
then,
okay.
Yeah, and then after that we'll put it into
We're gonna
cold
blanch ya.
water. May or may not be able to do.
Okay.
Uh,
And what do you have going on in
right
that?
here we're gonna make an asparagus puree. So
Oh,
what I
okay.
do is I take the asparagus and I cut them into thin little pieces so they don't have to cook that long before they're soft.
Oh, okay.
That way you can preserve the freshness of the asparagus, or the flavor rather.
Okay.
And you can keep the green color.
Very cool. Well, they're
it's
bright green.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous.
But they can turn brown really easily.
It's really incredible watching this over here. I mean,
What's
this
going
is
on?
just very careful. He's making these pieces here. Of course, he's laid the prosciutto over, and I don't know if you could see there, the quail egg in there still preserved. The yolk is still totally preserved. But it's really just incredible watching the delicacy and the mastery of the work that Colin's doing over here. So it's assembled on both sides. Then what happens next?
All we're gonna do is lightly sear it in the pan
Okay.
just to warm it up.
Okay.
And then you cut into it, the little yolk will just run out
Really?
into the dish. Yeah.
And that's it's prepared. It's ready to go.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So is that ready to go onto the pan to sear?
Yeah, here in just
yeah,
a minute.
basically, are we ready to do that?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's
Okay.
do it.
Let's sear some
I
prosciutto.
have, let me see here. I have a hot pan here.
Okay.
Oh, the prosciutto is actually going to be the second thing.
Okay.
The first thing that we need to do is cook the gnudi,
Okay.
which I have some already
That are
cooked and
cooked.
blanched right
Okay.
here. So we will slide those onto the pan.
Okay.
It works best to use a Teflon, a non-stick pan for this.
Okay.
Okay.
That way you're kind of assured not to.
And if you don't have a non-stick pan, a little bit of oil on there?
Yeah, yeah.
to
Well, you
help?
got to put a little oil.
Anyway.
I use extra virgin olive oil for this.
Okay.
So we'll
You just put those on.
put those on.
Okay.
Hopefully, it's pretty hot, so we're gonna try to get those to brown a little bit.
Okay.
And then once those are getting warm, then we can throw the prosciutto on there.
Okay.
And it'll be.
Now, does this cook pretty quick once you get
Oh,
it
yeah,
on
real
there?
quick,
It goes
yeah.
like how long? How are we talking? Like
30 seconds.
30
Oh,
seconds?
really?
That's
well,
really
like
quick.
yeah, like 30 seconds on each side if
On
you
each
want.
side? Okay.
So at the restaurant when we make these, we put it in a hot pan and we throw it in the oven for a second.
Okay.
And
Now,
that's
speaking of the restaurant, just very quickly, folks want to come visit you in Santa Fe. Where are you located?
We are located on Camino La Tierra off of 599 in the Las Campanas area.
Okay.
We're not part of the club at all. We're open to the public, and it's a wine store and a restaurant.
All
Fantastic.
right. Very cool.
All right. Well, we come back. We're going to be diving into a little bit more food. Stay with us, folks. We're not done yet.